Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another video. This is Quita from At Home with Quita, and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to plan for back to school, and we're going to create a fun and cute checklist to manage all of the things. So let's get into it. All right, so as you guys know, it is back to school time. Now, I happen to enjoy this time of year because I really get to get myself prepared for the upcoming school year. I know the school year is going to be great. I know there are so many uncertainties with Corona and all, and some people are doing virtual, some people are going to in person, but either way, you need some sort of checklist and you still need to prepare for the upcoming school year. So that's what we're going to do today. I created a checklist for you guys, which I'm giving away as a freebie on our blog. All you have to do is become a member, which is super easy. I will insert some instructions on how to do that. The At Home with Quita blog is now refreshed and updated, and I am excited for you to log on to see all the goodies that are included. We have what's called Freebie Fridays within our members only section. So it's super easy to log on to gain access to tons of free printables and resources for your planner needs. So what you'll do is click on the members only section and select click here to become a member. Once you click there, you'll enter all your credentials. Make sure to enter a password that you'll be able to remember so that you can come back and forth and be able to download new printables as they're added. So add in all of your information and then select register. Now, if you are a previous member but you don't quite remember what your login information is, be sure to hit password reset. Enter your email address and you'll be able to reset your password from there. And then you are all set and ready to log in. Just enter your username and password. I would also hit remember me, makes things easier, and then hit log in. There's also a section on the right-hand side for you to log in as a member, and then you'll want to sign up for our email list. That way you get the alerts when we post a new freebie for Freebie Friday. It just makes things easier to not have to remember that there's a freebie coming your way. So the At Home with Quita website is a great place for resources, free printables, and articles on how to improve your productivity and plan a balanced life. Then you'll have access to all of the prior freebies that we've created. I did one recently for how to do a brain dump, and that went over very well. You guys seem to have really enjoyed that video. And so I've been trying to load the blog up with several freebies for you. We also do Freebie Friday for my Patreons. And so I'm giving some freebies away. I love free printables. And so this is a back to school checklist. So we are going to complete this page. I'm going to decorate it a little bit with some stickers I have from the Happy Planner. I thought it'd be fun to add some florals so that way it'd make the page really pop out. And I'm going to talk you through the entire steps of this process that I do that prepares my kids for back to school. So let's get going. So these inserts are available in the shop, comes in a set of 8 pages like all of our other inserts. And so if you have several kids, you have more than enough to have a checklist for each kid. And so I technically need 2. I need one for Addison and one for Malachi, but I don't do as much prep work for Malachi because he's a senior this year, so he does a lot of that stuff himself. So I'm going to be using one today for Addison. She is going into the 2nd grade, and we're so excited for this school year. We have already started, so I am just doing this so you guys can kind of get a sense of how I prepare. I didn't have this checklist at that time, but I did something very similar with just using some fill paper from Fancy Plans Co. So let's first talk through this so you can see exactly how this thing is structured. All right, so at the top there's a spot that says back to school checklist, and then you write in the child's name. Then if you prepare 2 months ahead, you have a slot for that. Then 1 month, 2 weeks, 1 week, the night before, and then the first day of school. So we happen to prepare 1 month ahead. There may be a couple of things here and there that we need to do 2 months ahead, but for us, 1 month ahead is sufficient. But for those of you who may have needed a little bit more time on your checklist, we added a spot for that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do before we kind of talk through this process is I'm going to decorate using fun florals. I thought it would just be fun to add a floral twist. I also have our new boxes here. These are our pencil boxes. They are so great, you guys, because they keep all of your planner supplies very organized. As you can see, we have these in white. This is gray. The white and the gray are very different. The white is a true white. So if you look at this as an example, that's kind of how the difference would look. And then we have them in pink as well. So these are awesome. I just love how compartmentalized they are. And so that way you could organize your things even further. So we've got that there because I know I'll need some scissors and some other things. So let's get the show on the road. So we're gonna decorate and then we're gonna talk through kind of how I fill this in. Oh, I forgot to share with you guys how the backside looks. So the backside has a spot for school supplies, clothing, and groceries for you to make your lists. So now let's decorate. All right, so I've got the basics down in terms of decoration and how I want it to look. That looks so, so cute. And now I'm going to use my functional pastels for some bullet points, and we're going to start talking through these things that you want to add to this back to school checklist. Now you can add what I add here because I kind of break mine down, and I don't try to do everything at the last minute. I try to do as much as I can on the front end as possible, but I really structured it in a way that works for us to where we don't feel overwhelmed when the time comes. So you can totally copy what I do, or you can do your own spin. It's completely up to you. So let's get into the 1 month ahead before the first day of school and what I plan for that. So the first thing that I do 1 month before school is I purchase our school supplies and all of Addison's new clothing. Malachi's homeschooled. He gets things throughout the year, so he doesn't really do a back to school shopping. He does supplies, but he doesn't do clothing because he's always getting new stuff. And so that is the first thing that I do. So I go onto our school website. I have my phone here, and I'm just doing this in a mock way because, again, we've already done this. I have my checklist already in my planner, and I wrote it on, I actually wrote it on just some faux paper. I love the daily task sheets. So this is where I have it here, just in case you're wondering. And so I'm literally going to just do the same thing except onto these sheets, and we're going to talk through that process. So I go onto her school website. Her school website is very good about having the school supply list ready. And to be honest, if they weren't and they didn't have the list ready, I would just literally go into Walmart, and they always have a school supply list there for you. And they put out the school supplies very early. So I would go to Walmart or Target. This year I ordered all of her stuff on Walmart, and I ordered, well, not her clothing, but I ordered all of her school supplies on Walmart, and then I had them delivered with our groceries. You guys know how I feel about grocery delivery, and I love Walmart because you can order other things besides groceries. And so I just go onto the website for her school. If it's not there, then I will go to Walmart and just pick out a second grade school supply list, and I'll use that. So we're not going to be using the 2-month ahead slot. That's why I kind of put some of those stickers into that space, because we won't be using that space. So that's the first thing that I do when it comes to back to school, is I shop for school supplies, and you want to try to do that as early as possible. And as you guys know, if you wait 1 week before school starts, you may be driving around to different stores trying to find school supplies. So try to get them as early as possible so you can get exactly what you need. So purchase school supplies. All right, the second thing that I do is I make sure all medical forms are up to date. If there's anything that I need from the doctor, I'll get it from the doctor. If she needs to go to the doctor for any medical forms, which right now we're at the stage in her schooling to where we don't really need too much medically. But if there are any forms, I want to make sure that they are up to date and ready to go. So that's the second thing that I do, is I deal with those medical forms. All right, third thing is I go ahead and pay all of her school fees. So Addison does lunch a couple of times per week, maybe 3 times per week that I do, and the school provides free lunch this year. And so they have Meal Pay Plus, and that's actually a company I used to work for, a sidebar. That was the last ever job that I had 10 years ago. I worked for My Payments Plus, installing that in schools, or helping to get that installed. I didn't go on site. I did have to go a couple of times, but I stayed in the office, and I was the project manager in charge of that part of the company in terms of getting everything installed in the schools. And so that was really cool until it wasn't. And I decided to become an entrepreneur full time. So just a fun fact about me. So I make sure that her My Payments Plus, which was meal pay at the time when I worked there, is up to date, paid off, paid up, and money is on there for her if she needs to buy anything outside of lunch. Because since they changed from Meal Pay Plus to My Payments Plus, it covers a wide variety of things within the school. So if she wants to do any sort of extracurricular, or she needs to buy anything, then everything goes through My Payments Plus. So I make sure she has money on there for the school year. And then the next thing I do is we determine what the after school activities are going to be. And so this year, Addison has decided that she wants to do piano, which she has done before, and then she wanted to do dance. You guys know at this stage of their life, they are all over the place in terms of what they want to do. So we've narrowed it down to soccer. We gave her a choice between soccer and gymnastics, and then also softball and piano, because we want her to know an instrument. And she decided that she wanted to do piano and she wanted to do soccer. So that's what we're doing in terms of extracurricular activities for this year. So we determined that 1 month before school, because a lot of times they have signups and stuff like that. You want to make sure that you don't miss it. And so try to determine what those are going to be. Make sure you check the dates in which you have to sign up and pay the dues and all that stuff. So that way she's all set to go when they start that particular program, which doesn't always start on the first day of school. Of course, it starts during the school year. So you want to have all of that written down and on your calendar so you are ready to go when the time comes. And so lastly, which we already kind of touched on, is new clothing. So I purchased new clothing. And so this year we did the Children's Place, and a lot of times we do the Children's Place because they have like a whole coupon code type situation. So when we do, because we spend a lot of money during this time of year, we get perks and rewards and things like that. So we try to do it with companies like that, and the Children's Place is great. So I got most of her things on the Children's Place, and then I also got a couple of things on Amazon. I let her choose a couple of things, but typically mommy chooses things because she does a lot. And she picks out some things and I'm like, no ma'am, we are not wearing that to school. And so I let her have a selection of a couple of things. I let her fill a couple of things in the cart, and then mommy goes back and looks at the cart and takes out things that aren't going to work. And then I'll add a couple of things that may work that I didn't see. I'll just kind of scan back through and see what else we may want to add. And so this year we did the Children's Place and we did Amazon, because Amazon, you guys, has a whole like back to school situation. So it worked out very well for us. So we had already ordered those well in advance, and they came well before school started, so we could look through everything. We could see what wasn't going to work. We could return things if we needed to return them. We could try on, have a little fashion show session, and she loves doing that. And so we try to do that at least a month beforehand. Now you could do that 2 months ahead, because that takes time and we want to make sure we get it right. So I get all of her shoes and clothes this year, because we toggle back and forth between typically Walmart, we'll do Target. Right now she's at the age where she's not, she's not like all into fashion. She does love her cute little outfits, but I can still shop at Walmart and Target and Amazon and Children's Place. And I love that. I wish they could stay this age forever. But I know soon she's going to want to branch out and go to the mall and do other things. And we are trying to keep our babies. And I know that they can't stay babies forever, but I'm enjoying this stage in life. So that is all of the things that I do 1 month before school starts. So let's move on to 2 weeks before school starts. And there may be some other things here and there, small things that I do, but these are the main things that I do a month prior to. So then 2 weeks beforehand, I adjust that girl's bedtime. Now, I do have a teenager. He's almost 18, so we don't really fuss too much with him. As long as you get up and enough time to do your schoolwork, do what you got to do, okay? And he is homeschooled this year. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but Addison tries to stay up as long as she can. And so during the summer, of course, her bedtime is stretched out a little bit longer, but when school starts, her bedtime is 8:30 and 9 o'clock if she wants to read a book. If she doesn't want to read a book, you got to go to bed. And so we, 2 weeks before school starts, sprinkle in some days during the week where we go ahead and do that test run, which is the next thing that I do 2 weeks out. And we say, okay, today you got to go to bed at 8:30 or 9 o'clock because we're just trying to make sure that when school starts, everything runs smoothly and we need to test that out. And so those are the first two things: adjust the bedtime schedule and then do a dry run. So the next thing that we do is we make sure the family calendar is up to date. So I have a calendar on my refrigerator that is magnetic. I've shown you guys this before. We plan everything out on a monthly basis based on what's here in my calendar. I do also plan for everything when it comes to back to school prior to, like well prior to. I'm not even sure if it's a month prior to. I do that as soon as that school calendar comes out on the website. I come to my at a glance pages here and I write in all of the dates. So as you can see, we have first day of school, and then we have a back to school bash on the 13th. We have curriculum night on the 17th. Y'all, we're going to see Hamilton, by the way. I don't know if y'all saw that in my Instagram stories. We are so excited. Me, Addison, and my husband, because my son does not appreciate Hamilton, and he's like, I'll sit this one out. So we were like, okay, because the tickets are very expensive. So we're going to see Hamilton. So I'm going to probably vlog that because, yeah, it's going to be a whole situation. So next up, we have a student holiday on the 6th. Then we have digital learning on the 14th. They've been sprinkling some digital learning days, which is great. We had digital learning on the first day of school for certain grades, and then they went back that next day for us. They did it differently by the grade. So they did like a staggered, first day of school. So Addison did virtual on the first day, which was Wednesday, and then last Wednesday, and then she did in person on Thursday. So they've been doing a lot of virtual days. And so we are very familiar with that, as you all are as well, because of this whole COVID situation. Of course, we had to do digital learning, and a lot of you may also still be doing digital learning or distance learning for your own personal choice, and also because of whatever school you go to. So we're all in the same boat, I think, pretty much when it comes to that. So then on the 7th of October, they have a student holiday. Then they have another digital learning day in October, and then in November as well, student holiday all the way up until this point. December, student holiday. And then I haven't planned for 2022. We do have the at a glance pages for 2022 ready and available for you guys for just general planning, and then also for meal planning. And I changed the back of them to have a yearly to-do list. So you could do some planning ahead and write in some things like change sheets, change filters, things that you do on a yearly basis. I thought that would be cool, as opposed to just the grid that's on the 2021 at a glance, that instead of that, because sometimes you're like, what do I do with that? And then I changed up the way it looks. So as you can see, the top there from previously, it just looks a little bit different. So hopefully you like the switch up. So I have to come here and write in from January up until the end of school. So I do that just up front because I just want to know what we got going on. I take that stuff and I transfer that based on the month to that particular month that we're in. I take this, I go over to the fridge, and I write in all of those important dates that I want to make sure that I, have on the calendar where the family can see. I also put extracurricular activity schedules, and all of that stuff goes on my family calendar. So I would definitely implement one if you don't have one already. Just in general, even if you don't have school age kids, I'm all about a refrigerator calendar. This has prevented my family from asking me any questions, because I just literally say, go look on the refrigerator. Don't ask me any questions. Go look on the refrigerator. Everything is there, okay? And so it makes it easy for the family. All right, so family calendar needs to be visible where everybody can see it. And that just minimizes confusion. All right, the next thing that I do is I come up with some school lunch ideas. Let me write that in. Now, Addison, again, their school does free lunch for everybody, so she could technically get free lunch, but Addison is extra, and she likes, not that that's extra, but she loves to take lunch. For some reason, she just prefers it. I think the school lunch may not be the best either for her. She's very picky and finicky about what she eats, you guys. And so I come up with a list of ideas. Now, it's not a full list. It's just, and this for me goes week by week as well. Now, we do have new meal planner inserts in our shop, and I can't show you the whole thing because they don't launch until Monday. But that's how the cover looks. But within here, I'll show you one page. We have a place that you can plan out your weekly menu, your shopping list, and then you want to go look in your pantry to see off of the shopping list what you have first before you do your grocery shopping. I'm pretty sure I have done a meal planning process on my channel before, so check that out. But once I go live with these, I'll do a whole video on how they look, and then I'll show you how to use them, because we've been using them and they have been working out so well. So just a quick little sneak peek, but it's a whole meal planner. You can get it by the year or you can get it by the month. I think it has 36 pages front and back, and so there's plenty of stuff there for you to use to be able to meal plan. So what we do on this meal planner insert, and I think before I started using these, because those are new, I did it on the back here. I have lunch ideas and then I have snack ideas, because we want to do, after school snack, and then the kids are also able to take snack at school. But then in addition to that, I want to come up with some creative lunch ideas too. And I typically know what she likes, but I'll write in some other things here just to kind of, remind myself to buy it, because I want to put it on my grocery list as well. And so I only have sometimes a couple of ideas. I'm sometimes trying to figure it all out, some new things for her, because otherwise she'd be taking the same thing for lunch every day. And so I just write them down here, and then I add them to my grocery list so I can make sure that I buy them. But I'll brainstorm, remember we're at 2 weeks out, some ideas on what we could do for lunch ideas. So that is what's up next, is brainstorming lunch ideas. I also look on Pinterest. If you look on Pinterest, I'm telling you, I love Pinterest. You literally can do a search for school lunch ideas for kids, because you could break it down by kids or teenagers. And then I look on these boards, like that one says healthy lunchbox ideas for kids, non-sandwich lunch ideas for kids. She has a whole cute little book bag that matches her lunchbox, and we sometimes try to do warm lunches. I have a thermos. And so we try to mix it up if I can, but I know that if I don't include some of those essential things that she loves, she won't eat any lunch. She won't eat any of her lunch, y'all. So this is a great resource to look at if you are looking for ideas on what you can include in lunch boxes. But try to brainstorm that. For me, 2 weeks out. It's up to you with however you want to do that. You could do that a 1 week out, whatever works for you. But 2 weeks seems to be the sweet spot for us. And so that's the next thing that we do. After that, I'm going to go ahead and check the alarm clocks, you guys, because for some reason alarm clocks get changed, and I don't know what happens sometimes with these alarm clocks. But I have my personal phone alarm clock, and then it rings to my watch. We have Alexa, who has multiple alarms for different things that we have going on throughout the week. And so we just test them out, make sure that they're all set up properly. And we have an alarm in each kid's room on Alexa that rings and wakes them up sometimes. Most of the time, mommy and daddy wake them up. And we just want to make sure that we test that out ahead of time. So alarm clocks. All right, and then most of the time by this point, we have open house. So I believe open house was in July for us. So that was about 2 weeks out before school started, I want to say. And so we always go to open house. And we have questions that we have things we want to mention to the teacher. Her teacher this year was great because she called me and I was like, huh? And I was like, none of her teachers have ever done that before, although she's had some excellent teachers. And so I was just very pleasantly surprised, and it was just a great thing that she called. And so I was able to explain to her our, some things that we believe and some things that we do and don't do. And I just was able to be very transparent and open with her. And then I also let her know that I'm willing to be room mom, which I am, which I love. I was room mom last time we had school, which was a year and a half ago. Well, Addison did go back the second half of last year, but they didn't have, we weren't able to come up to the school and do anything at that time, which was fine. But whenever everything was pre-COVID, normal somewhat, then I was room mom, and that was really cool because I got to do some things and spend time with Addison. I tried to volunteer. I was also on the PTA, and so during open house, they normally give you all that paperwork, so I was able to get the PTA paperwork and able to complete that. And so I could turn that in and all that good stuff. I was able to look at all the programs and stuff, talk to the teacher, really get to know her and her expectations and kind of how she operates. So I try to get as much as I can, since of course we're in COVID, I'm not going to be able to see her that much. She is very open with communication, so I can text her. I was like, this is new. And so I was able to text her, and just every now and then I'll ask her a question, and she's very open and honest. And I just really like her teacher this year. And so I do a lot of that during the open house process. So that is very important. Hopefully you parents are going to open house. I think that it's a must. And so you want to plan to go at least 2 weeks out. But of course that's going to be different depending on what school you attend. They may do that a month out. It's completely up to that schedule, but figure that out, write it on your calendar so that way you're ready for that. And then what I'll do, if I don't do that during the open house process, which we already discussed, then I volunteer for room mom. So what I did this year was that when she called me about 2 to 3 weeks before school started. I told her that then, volunteered then. But if I wasn't able to do that during that time frame, I would have done it during open house. So I still try to contact the teacher if possible, and any additional questions that I have will be asked at this time. All right, so that is all that I do 2 weeks before the first day of school. So now we're getting closer to back to school. And you guys, I have this whole sticker book here, and I have not thought about laying one sticker, okay? And that is crazy because I did want to add some bullet points, you guys. Now I'm like, can I go back and add them? I'm pretty sure I can't. But let's see. Why didn't y'all remind me? I mean, I completely lost it and forgot all about it. And I don't think that I'm going to be able to fit it now that I've gotten halfway through the top part, unless I do something like that, which might be team too much. But we're going to keep this in our planner, you guys, so that way we have it for next year. Yeah. Y'all, I am not sure. I don't think I'm going to be able to add these after the fact. Let's see if I can fix this one. I mean, I completely forgot about it. Yeah, now I feel like I'm forcing it, right? I'm totally forcing it. So we are not going to do that. And now I'm feeling like I'll definitely put one for first day of school, because that's like what we're building up to. Let's see. Should I just put one across each column? For symmetry, because I like symmetry. All right. That's going to have to do. Okay, so now we are at 1 week before the first day of school. So 1 week before the first day of school, I come up with my dinner plan. So I typically do that anyways on Sunday. You guys know I do all of my menu planning on Sunday. And so again, let's go back to my planner. So I'll sit down, and now that we have this cool new meal planner, I'll be able to come in the meal planner and plan it out in here, and I don't have to have it popped in my week. Now I am still going to write it here. And actually, I'm going to the dashboard layout next month, so you'll see that on the dashboard layout. But I do like to write the meal here. the meal plan here, and I try to keep it simple because I know there's going to be a lot going on during the first week of school and I don't want to overwhelm us. So I try to keep it as simple as possible. I am doing keto right now. The whole entire family is doing keto. This is our first week. Today is Thursday and things have been going great, you guys. So I'm hoping I can keep going. I eat 2 meals a day, and then in the morning I can have black coffee or tea or water. I typically do water just because morning breakfast is not my weakness. My weakness is all the other meals and snacking and all that stuff. So 2 meals a day have been working. We stopped eating at 8. We're going to do a video tomorrow, AJ and I, so you'll see us both on camera, and we're going to talk about our goals for fitness. We're trying to implement Fitness Fridays on this channel, and so that's going to be the first video in that series. So meal plan here. And then again, with these meal planning inserts, they are also going to be on this calendar here. Sometimes if I'm planning way far in advance, I'll use my at a glance pages and I'll go ahead and just fill in everything. And then from here is where it'll transition to the monthly calendar for that month. And then it's going to go to the weekly. So again, I'm going to talk you guys through this whole thing. I'm really excited to share these inserts with you. And so this is the dinner meal plan, which is what I typically plan for. I don't have to plan the kids' lunches anymore. Malachi is free to roam and get whatever he wants out of the house, pantry and fridge and freezer. So I don't plan lunches for him anymore. I do plan lunches for AJ and I now since we're doing keto. And that is done in my fitness section on my fitness planner. And so this is kind of where it starts for me, those at a glance pages that I showed you, and then also the fitness planner, because since we're doing a whole healthy weight loss journey, I come here first and plan my breakfast, lunch, and dinners out. And then this is what I take and transition into the weekly and all of the other sections that I mentioned to you before. And so this is it for this week. And we've been doing really good. I can check that off. I did that chicken parm last night and that Caesar salad, and y'all, these have been great. So I'm gonna keep going, but we don't do snacks typically unless I need more fat, because I do have my macros counted, and I think I have those counted. I have those written down at the end of the month. So anyways, that's not a part of this video. That's a whole different video when we talk fitness stuff. And so make sure to plan out ahead all of your meals and try to at least do it by the week if you can't do it for the month. Monthly planning, meal planning is great, and I'm thinking that I'm going to start to implement that in the next coming weeks. I'm just going to go ahead and plan out my entire month. That's why these are so cool, and we've never had a setup like this before. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy these inserts. They're going live on Monday, by the way. All right, so come up with our meal plan. That's the next thing that we do. All right, the next thing that I do is I label stuff. I'm a label person, you guys. I just love adding labels to different things. So if there's any folders or anything in her school supplies, since we already have them, we need to label that. So sometimes the teacher will tell us things that we need to label, and then sometimes I just take it upon myself to label things. So label all your supplies and anything that needs to be labeled. All right, the next thing is I come up with a snack list. And you guys kind of saw that in my planner. I had a list of snacks ideas and lunch ideas. And so I'll just start writing some simple snacks out. Typically we'll do lots of fruit and vegetables, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We'll do like pepperoni. We'll do Go-Gurt. We keep it simple. Addison loves olives. So we'll do simple snacks like that. We do some prepackaged stuff as well. So she'll do like Cheez-Its. She loves the pretzels, the buffalo pretzels. If you guys have never tried those are so good. So she loves those with hummus. So I try to keep it simple and keep it up to what she's been already doing. This isn't really anything new, right? You've been having snacks throughout the whole summer, but you want to just make sure they're stocked and ready to go for back to school. So she has a snack after school, and then they also allow the kids to have a snack during school. So make sure that you are stocked with those snacks that you need and come up with a snack list about a week prior to. So that way you know what to pull from when you get ready to make your grocery list. The next thing is I make sure that I have all of the laundry done. Now I know that, you know, a week ahead of school, there's going to be more laundry that comes, but I just make sure we have essentials, socks paired up and all of that good stuff. I mean, we're ready to some level. I know I might have to do laundry again, but we try to do a little bit of laundry a week prior to school. And then also we do our first day outfits. And I love this part of the process. I try to lay out Addison's clothes every night, or at least have them in the closet hung up in a way to where she can grab and go. But I like to try to figure out what we're doing on the first day of school. And then I also at this time do her hair. Now this year was a bit of a struggle because Miss Addison did not want to get the other half of her hair braided because she was over it. And so she went to school first day with half braids at the top with beads and then a ponytail in the back. And I'm still trying to get her to sit down for that second half, but by the time I do that, then it's gonna be time to do the top again. And so I try to braid her hair because that is easy for me. I try to do some type of hairstyle, let her get it done. That's going to be super easy for the first day of school because to be honest, y'all, I don't want to get up doing hair on the first day. I want to get up and go. Okay. I might touch her edges up a little bit and then we go off to school. It's a lot already. And so I don't want to add any more additional to what I got to do than what I got to add. And so braiding her hair is the best possible option for that. So right now she's got her hair braided. I'm going to have to take it out probably within the next week or so. And then she'll probably get it rebraided again. I don't know. We'll see. Because she says she wants to wear her hair down, straightened. And y'all know she got her hair straightened before. If you haven't seen that, then I think I had it in my highlights on Instagram. You can check that out. But that was her first hair straightened. And now she's hooked. So she's got her whole hairstyle schedule planned out. So she says she wants to do it straight. And then she wants to do it curly. So we're going to let her let me know what she wants to do. And mommy will do it. But we definitely want to get that hair done a week before school starts. And then lastly, for 1 week before school starts, is I refresh my planner. I have a planner, which I'm going to show you for school. And it's the same planner that I have been using for virtual learning. And so I go in and I kind of refresh things. And so this is Addison's homeschool planner when she was virtual learning. And so this planner came in so handy for her to be able to have everything planned out in terms of all of the stuff that she had to do. And so I just wanted to show you this really quickly. We're not doing virtual learning anymore. She takes notes and everything. She do her assignments in here, you guys. And this worked out really well for her. So this was her planner and she picked out her little cover and everything. And so this worked well for her. And again, since we're not really doing virtual, we do have virtual days and she doesn't work out of that during that time. But if we ever have to go back to virtual, because you all know that this strain, this new coronavirus strain is affecting a lot of people. And so we may have to go back to digital learning, which is fine with us. We'll be prepared and we'll make it work. So this was my planner. You guys, I low-key love this composition book cover. It's so cute to me. And they come in, I think, 4 colors. This color, pink, teal, and purple or lavender. So I love this. Of course, I chose gray. Y'all know how I roll. And so this is set up by the month. There's a little place over here for you to take a dry erase marker and to write in the kids' schedule. So that way you'll know what they're doing during the day. Then I had a little vellum here that I put, or not vellum, I had a vinyl that I put at the bottom with my name on it. I kept the kids' 2020-2021 calendar in here. So again, and all the calendars I typically put in here. And that way I can refer to it. Then I have like a grade tracker, priorities, everything goes based on the month. And so this was so perfect for me to be able to plan out everything for what they were doing. And so I refresh this prior to. I keep this for a whole entire year and then I purge it at the end of the year. So this has worked out so great to pop projects in and to be able to have everything ready to go before school starts. So I just try to come in here and just, you know, take pages out and refresh with some blank inserts. And so we are, where are we? We are in August. So August is how it's typically going to go, August until May. And so again, I refresh in terms of taking things out, purging things, and making sure this is completely set up and ready for us for the school year to be able to have I can track things in here outside of my regular planner. I do also have a school section in my catch-all planner. As you can see, I've got a tab here for school. And within this tab, I have Addison's library card. And I have her schedule. Let me just make sure you can't see her library card information. Okay, and then so we have her whole schedule for the day. The teacher sent this out via the newsletter. She sends a Friday newsletter every Friday. And so I looked at the newsletter and it gave me the schedule. She also gave us like a little pamphlet of stuff during open house. So I went in and I wrote her whole entire schedule out. So that way I would know what she was doing during the day. That's important to me. I want to know what she's doing. Okay, and so that is what I keep in this planner. And then this planner is for everything else, broken down a little bit more in terms of other things that we want to do with her as well outside of just school stuff. We have a whole after school routine that we do, and that is a part of, you know, when she starts school on that first day, we execute that routine. But this is great. So there's still maybe a little bit more refreshing I need to do with that, but I try to refresh it at least a week in advance, so that way I know what's going on and we're prepared for that first day of school, and we know how we're going to track everything and write in all of her goals and stuff. So that's the next thing that I do. So now we are at the night before school starts. Everybody's all excited. Clothes are laid out. Everything is done, and we are pretty much ready to go. So the night before the first day of school, we prep lunch. So that first day of school, Addison is probably going to take lunch. So I go ahead and prep that out, and I pack it up and everything all cute, and I put it in the refrigerator. And then we check those alarms again just to make sure we are completely ready. And then I am going to make sure her clothing is actually put out. I know we've already picked out our first day outfits, but I want to make sure that I actually take it out of the closet and lay it out for her in her shoes and underwear and socks. So check or lay out clothing, and then also her book bag. I want to make sure that it is packed and ready to go with all of her school supplies. We always take her to school on that first day of school just because it's a whole vibe. I need to be there. I want to drop her off. I want to just, you know, and she actually rides the bus in the afternoon, and she gets dropped off to school in the morning. And so that's just important to us. We have a whole thing that we do before on the first day of school. And then we also plan out our first day photo op. So this year we didn't do it. We normally do like a printable. We actually have some in our shop, in our, not in Fancy Plans Co. shop, but you guys know I have a whole digital shop with party stuff. So I will link that below, because within that shop, we do have all of those little first day of first grade, first day of second grade. We have all those available in a set that you can print out. And so normally we do that, but this year we didn't do that for some reason, but we did take our photo. So the night before, if I'm going to be doing it that way and printing everything out, I want to make sure I get it all printed out and framed or whatever I'm going to do, and prepare like how we're going to take our first day photo. It's a thing, you guys. Okay, and then I also plan breakfast. And that's typically going to be done again if I'm probably not going to have the breakfast. So since I'm not having it, I don't need to put it in the fitness section. So we'll write a note in the meal planner that I showed you guys before. We probably just write a note at somewhere on whatever that day is. So that way I'll know what we're having for breakfast. And then I'll probably would also come here and I would write in probably at the bottom here what our plan is for breakfast. So I can see it in front of me, and I make sure that I have those groceries ready. And so we've already done our dinner plan and ordered our groceries most likely at this time, because it is a week before school starts, and I always do my grocery shopping on a Sunday. And so, yeah, so we've already done that. And so we should have whatever that breakfast option is prior to the first day of school, because we'll probably do the dinner and the breakfast plan. Now, I don't do breakfast every day, just saying, because I can't. But we try to do some healthy, warm breakfasts at least a couple of times during the week, and then every other day the kids eat cereal or whatever they decide that they want to have. And so plan my breakfast, and then hair. So if Addison needs a touch up on her hair braid, she needs those edges done, she needs something done with her hair, that is going to be done the night before. And then also, if she didn't get her hair braided, she got this like a regular general style, I'll do that the night before so that it's as fresh as possible for the first day of school. Typically we do hair braiding because, again, that's just the easiest thing to do. But if I decide not to braid her hair, then a day before school, the night before school, I'm gonna do her hair. All right, so now we are up to the first day of school. The first day of school, we take our photo, and typically that's just me and Addison, or Addison by herself. I make breakfast. And then I reviewed the after school plan with her. So is she taking the bus home? And we pretty much know this at this point, but I want to just talk to her about that. And so we just kind of review what she's doing after school. Normally my husband's included on this process. Is she starting her extracurricular activities now? Is she going somewhere after school? Is she going to, like, what is she doing? We're going to the library. Like, what are our after school plans for the first day of school? And then also, this is probably going to be standard for the rest of the week and possibly the rest of the school year. Okay, and then we make sure we do Bible time. We try to do daily text in the morning, which is a daily scripture. And then after school, we follow her routine. So let me show you guys her routine. All right, you guys know I have a whole section for routines. And so I'm working on my hourly schedule. I talked to you guys about that already, but these are all of my routines. So in the afternoon, as you can see, it says after school routine. So I know in the afternoon, I'm going to be doing some of these things because I just dump out all the ideas of what I want to do. Some stuff isn't every day. Like I have the newsletter I need to read on Fridays, homework, Lexia, Kuman is going to be Monday and Thursday when she starts back. Any extracurricular activities she has is going to be after school. Her chores, her reading, check her book bag, sign papers, library. We go on Wednesdays, sometimes Mondays. We learn a new scripture in the evening. So this is actually evening plan, but it is after school on Mondays. Her Bible studies on Mondays, then her bedtime is 8:30 or 9 o'clock if she reads a book. So these are some of the things that we do after school. So this is her after school routine. These are the things that she does personally after school. We also do no tablets during the week. So she is not able to get on her tablet anytime Monday through Friday. She can get on it Saturday and Sunday. And she has 3 hours of screen time each day already set up. Once it goes off, that's done. Don't ask me for nothing else, okay? So you could read a book, okay? And so this is what she does after school. So that is what we want to execute on the first day of school. We want to make sure we start implementing our routine. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I love this, you guys. I mean, this is so cool to be able to just see it on paper sometimes. Like, those are all the things that you do. But sometimes, like I said, most of the times I still write in a checklist. But most of the time, you guys, I still write in a checklist, as you can see, every single year, just to remember what I got to do. And then I check it off as I'm getting it completed. So this is how a checklist would look for me. So I am going to write Miss Addison's name at the top, just so we know that this is for her. All right, so now let's get to the back side of this thing. Okay, so school supplies, clothing, and groceries. This isn't something that I really need to write in for you or show you what I wrote in because I've already done all of this. And so I'm not going to rewrite it, but I just wanted to show you how it would look. So what I do in terms of school supplies is I, again, go into the school website and I'm going to figure out what I need to order. I write in my list and then I check it off as I order it. I already talked to you about where I typically order from. Clothing, we've discussed that as well. So I'll write in some things I want to make sure that she gets on a surface level, like book bag, shoes, things like that. I may not do specifically what we want to get because I won't know that until I get to the website I'm going to order from, and I'm not going to come back here and rewrite it. So I'm just going to write in some general things that I know she needs: socks, underwear, things like that. And then in the grocery section, this is where you're going to write out all of the things that you need for lunch and snacks. And so that way you have all of that ready to go. So this insert is a one-stop shop. You have every single thing, or it's sectioned off in a way to where you can really plan through every phase of the back to school process. And then you can create all of your lists on the back end side. I mean, yeah, y'all need this, okay? I'm just saying. So go to our website and download it. You could even download it prior to the video. I mean, by now you probably have already done that or not. And that way we could have worked through this together. If you download it after you've already watched it, go back and watch this video again and let's work through the checklist together, okay? And so I really, really hope that this has been helpful to you. It has been helpful to me every year to do this. I think I'm also going to highlight these sections here just so I can see them a little bit more. And I'm going to keep this in my planner, you guys, and just use it for next year. So I don't have to write this out again next year. It's all about simplifying the process, right? And so I am not going to write the school supplies list on here until next year, because I can use this for next year, so that way I don't have to rewrite this. I pretty much do all the same things, and I may add to this because she's gonna be in the 3rd grade. So maybe there may be something else in one of these steps that I may need to add, but otherwise it should be pretty much standard for next year as well. And then on the back for 3rd grade, I'll use this so I don't have to waste. I could still use this since we're already back to school now for next year, and we already have it ready to go, right? So these do come printed and shipped on our website if you just want us to print them and ship them out to you in a set of 8, like we discussed at the onset of this video. So that way, if you have more than one kid, you can use these for each child and then also have a little bit of extra for next year. It's completely up to you with how you do that, but they are available. But if you want them for free, then become a member on our blog. Again, you saw the instructions that I placed at the early part of this video, and that tells you the step-by-step process of becoming a member if you are not. If you are, just simply log in and you'll see this in the members only section of our website. You'll actually see a coupon code. So you'll have to go onto our website, fancyplansco.com. There's a link there, and then insert the coupon code at checkout, and then you'll be able to have this. So I'm trying to implement freebies throughout the week, possibly. I know we're doing Freebie Fridays, which is standard. We're always going to do that until we don't. Hopefully we can continue doing that, indefinitely, but we'll see how things go. But I also try to give you guys free printables that work for certain videos, okay? Because I want you to see them in action. So this is a good one, and we're all going back to school this time of year, so I thought it would be perfect. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I really enjoyed this process. Let me know if you have any questions, but hopefully you got a little bit of inspiration and you can prepare yourself for back to school, which means you'll give me a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it. You will subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and then you'll come back and catch another video, in which case I'll see you guys then.